live. We're probably going to change the username. A bit of a live coverage of testing. Current times which are happening as we speak in Barcelona. Reason everything's in capitals. My big freak out to discover. What I mean by this is that the times so far that the cars have been setting, it is incredible. I genuinely think that the cars are faster than they have been in a long time. Much faster than last year, and obviously we all know that's saying something. The reason I say that is because of big news I heard yesterday from testing. This third last day of testing yesterday was that Daniel Ricciardo went fastest, and he didn't just go fastest around Barcelona. Yeah, just talk over me, you dick. No, but he set the fastest lap of the day with a lap just over 18 seconds. That is an unofficial track record. Or should I say, it was the unofficial track record. And not many of the cars had been dipping into the 18-second mark. I mean, we've seen some of the bigger teams there, but now we're starting to see maybe just how close it could be. But we've also seen from another team that they've taken an extra leap and bound in testing, whether it's a statement or everyone else is just not using their full potential like this particular car. It makes it very interesting, obviously. So, Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull broke the track record by a good bit yesterday, and several other cars registered in really quick times. Vettel, Bottas, typical who you would expect to go quick. However, today has been completely like, we thought it was very impressive with Daniel Ricciardo breaking the track record. Well, if that lap hadn't been done, I could tell you that 3 drivers today could have beaten that track record with the times they've set, and 2 of them are definitely not names you are going to expect me to say. This is why, because these are the top 13 times, and the slowest one is about 20.5 seconds. But don't fret, because some of these drivers are still on the track, so they are currently improving. But the last time we had a full shot of the times, Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Kubica, Bottas, Ericsson, Right, this is it. This is the 18-second ones now. Ones below 19 seconds. So Ericsson, the best of the rest so far. But here are the top 5. Van Dorn, 18.85. Gasly, 18.75. Nico Hulkenberg, 18.675. Second, this is unbelievable, setting a 118.36 was Magnussen in a Haas. And that's 0.3 slower than what Daniel Ricciardo broke the track record with yesterday. But Sebastian Vettel has absolutely smashed the unofficial record for Barcelona. Daniel Ricciardo was just over 18 seconds. Vettel take a bow with a 1:17.18. That's right. Just wow. Just absolutely wow. 9/10 quicker than Ricciardo yesterday. I think Ferrari are starting to flex their muscles a bit, show what they've got. Because, everyone always says you never give it all in testing, but if that's true, we're already seeing pace which is far quicker than anything there's ever been around Barcelona, so we are in for a good Formula 1 season. And if these inconsistent finishes is anything to go by, we're in for a hell of a season. And the reason why we knew that wasn't going to happen last year, even though we knew it was going to be a good season between Ferrari and Mercedes, is that that's all we really got. The Red Bull was pretty quick, but the Ferrari and the Mercedes were quicker. That is the impression we get here, but what we also get is that it is not uncommon for some of the other cars to get up in there, and it's amazing. It's amazing that Toro Rosso and Haas are 2 of the teams we're talking. I still think it's incredible that Ericsson has gone faster than Bottas so far today. And if hang on, I'm sure if I can re-find the times, I can tell everyone the tires they used. Right, so don't be worried for yeah, I wouldn't be worried for Bottas being slower than Ericsson. Right, so just to confirm, the top drivers, Gasly, Hulkenberg. Actually, is it? I'm just trying to make out some of the details they've put on here because this is impressive. So Hamilton and Bottas have been running on mediums. They, out of everyone that has run today, they have been the slower ones. So Hamilton faster than Sainz even with mediums. It's a bit of a statement. Verstappen, Sainz and Stroll, they're all down there, also all on softs. And so everyone above there, apart from Bottas, is used either super softs or hyper softs. And this is the impressive lap I want to talk about. Okay, so we go through them, blah-de-da-de-da, let's cut them up. So Perez only is in 9th, having used hyper softs. Kubica's ahead of him, having used super softs, which are obviously a lot heavier than hyper soft. Bottas on medium above this, so we can class that as a brilliant lap. Ericsson on a hyper soft. Yeah, it's okay. Going faster than Perez, though, big statement for the Sauber. And is that down to Alpha? Maybe. So where were we? We're at Bottas there on mediums. Yeah, Ericsson hypersoft, Van Dorn hypersoft. But we've had this from McLaren. People have been concerned that McLaren hasn't been showing their pace on soft tyres or medium tyres or anything like that. But Eric Boulier has come forth and he has said that that is done on purpose. The technical data they want from the car is only achieved through their highest speeds, and obviously, yeah, the super softs and the hyper softs are the two tyres you would use for exactly that. So, and also if you're a McLaren fan, if you've been freaking out about the mechanical issues, I ask you to not, because the issues they've been having this year is absolutely nothing compared to past seasons. And apart from the breakdowns on the last couple of days, this morning they ran really well, and Van Dorn finishing 5th, Alonso potentially running in the afternoon. We could finally start to see what he's like in the car pace-wise, because he hasn't set any blistering laps as Van Dorn has, but I'm sure he'll get his opportunity. Excuse me. So yes, now we get onto the impressive laps. I was talking about an impressive lap, but now I think about it, there's two. Another hypersoft, well, it's pointless mentioning it, these are all hypersofts from this point on, apart from one, and that's Pierre Gasly. Toro Rosso in the Honda engine, which has been screwing up McLaren for the last 3 years before this year, has been incredible. It has ran almost as many laps as Mercedes have since the beginning of testing. In fact, for a while, Toro Rosso were the ones out ahead with the most laps completed. So the Toro Rosso proving to be reliable, but also consistently quick. Very good indeed. Third, also on hypersofts, is Nico Hulkenberg in the Renault. I did say Renault could be a bit of a underdog threat, maybe to the rest of the board, as opposed to the top, the top guys. I don't think Renault are there yet, but it's only natural that'll take time. This is the impressive lap, okay? A Haas on super softs is faster than everything that has been so far. Magnussen on super softs has so far run half a second faster than Van Dorn. And even though the Mercedes is on medium tyres, it's still over a second quicker. And the difference between the mediums and the super softs is just under 2 seconds, just over 2 seconds. So when you think about it, Magnussen not really that far off the pace, about half a second off the pace, where if you think about it, that's pretty much where Red Bull were for most of the season. Last year, which is incredible. That is great for Haas. It's good to see a team that's still quite young in Formula One, doing really well, and I'm sure that's probably thanks to the also American owners of Formula One. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, the fastest lap of today so far is Sebastian Vettel, who has been amazing. He has been incredible, and that lap he set was just crazy. But yes, and also just a fun fact for you that Carlos Sainz just went above Lewis Hamilton in the standings with a time on softs, only just quicker than Hamilton though. But also on the lighter tyres, so I think Hamilton definitely will still have the edge. Now, what I've decided to do, with all of these new things considered, is I'm not going to change a damn thing. I am still very confident about my predictions. Something at the end like I'm going to be making another prediction video because everything's completely changed, but no, after everything I'm still fairly confident. I think maybe I might be a bit over optimistic when I put Verstappen ahead of Vettel, but you know, it's something I want to see, so I'm going to keep it in there. But by God, it's going to be a tight. It's going to be a tight contest. And yes, I got sent this. Memo that someone has written up on their notes on their phone to predict constructor standings, and despite what I have put in for the position of my drivers, it's very similar to my own predictions. Maybe a couple of them could be swapped. The predictions of this man so far is, we'll start at the bottom. Sauber, Haas, Williams, that's a bit harsh, Williams, Force India, Toro Rosso, and then he puts a largish gap between McLaren 5th, Renault 4th, and then a large gap between the top three. So he's very adamant that the top three is going to be close, but I would personally put Red Bull above Ferrari, and I'd put McLaren ahead of Renault. And I'm definitely considering putting but yeah, forget what I was saying about considering. It's tricky now, because that sounds about right, but it is. You see, I might also swap Force India with Toro Rosso, but Toro Rosso have been performing better than most of the cars, to be honest, let alone the top three. It's going to be a very difficult season to predict, for sure. So that's why it's going to be difficult for me to stand by my predictions, but I'm going to do it anyway. So sorry I couldn't get much game time really done on World of Tanks. This was only meant to be live, and I can't get a live stream of the Formula 1 without being copyrighted, so that was never going to happen. But still, I hope you liked hearing about the times that have happened on testing so far. If I make a video tomorrow, it'll be covering the final day of testing, because there's no more testing after tomorrow between now and the Formula 1 season, which I think we can all agree is now going to be pretty special. So take care and speak to you later.